Zow! All right, welcome to Hellbent Live. Just a sound check. Let us know that we're good to go. What's up, Shy? Let's see.
Let's assume that they can hear us.
All right, let's just assume it. Let's just go for it. Let's go. Welcome to Hellbent Live, coming to you live and in color, straight into your brain, your living room, and possibly your jail cell by the means of modern technology. My name is Jesse Doyle. This is my partner and friend, confidant, and cinematographer, Mr. Joe Doyle, in the house. Everybody, a round of applause for Mr. Joe Doyle.
We froze for a second there.
Are we frozen?
Yeah, we froze for a moment. So,
cool. Welcome to a special Tuesday edition of Hellbent Live. We were out in the field last night during our regular Monday slot there, but we are raring to go here, turned up on a Tuesday. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Yes, Joe is now Sir Hellbent as a result of ongoing feuds with content stealing other creators.
So for those of you who aren't following along, we don't like our.
Oh, Chris has a good one. Steel Ball Joe.
Steel Ball Joe.
Jesus.
So
Jeez.
we don't like our footage being used by other people for profit.
Yes.
Especially without our permission.
Correct.
Because we ain't even breaking even on this. And it's kind of a slap in the face for us to spend money, get hurt, break equipment, and do all of this stuff. And then just to have some like content mill channel, just take our stuff and just set somewhere, slap it together, throw it on a compilation thing and make money off it. So
it's an insult.
So every time that comes up, we hit people with copyright strikes and go, don't use our content.
And it's especially insulting. There was a channel that actually reached out to us. It was one of these compilation channels that actually reached out to us, emailed us, was insanely polite, really cool about it, asked permission to use the Brown
Mountain, them do it.
Yeah, the Brown Mountain Lights footage for a compilation video that he always does. And we were like, absolutely, my dude. Thank you for being respectful, reaching out to us and asking if you can use the footage that we go to great danger and expense to get.
So, but most of them don't. And then usually what happens is we hit them and demand that they take it down. And then there's usually like a half-assed apology. And then it's just done. But we had this channel claim that they had legal right to use all of our stuff. That's a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? It's a very slippery slope. The problem you run into is the review process is very much AI driven.
Yeah.
And they basically used an AI response to kind of get around some of the stuff. So we've complained to YouTube, but the easiest way to do this is just to go, okay, cool. If you're going to do this to me, then I'm just going to take the time out of my schedule to start contacting every single channel that you've taken content from. And then eventually get enough complaints that your channel goes away.
This is the Hellbent Holler mob speaking.
Because we're crazy people who are hyper-focused on stuff. And we're petty. So
Vindictive.
I basically just responded back to them and go, cool, you know, we'll start the legal stuff on our end, but then also it's going to be cheaper for me just to start notifying everybody that you steal content from. I think we've talked to like 7 people. Only one of them have gone, I don't care. Everybody else has been like, what? No, I don't want them using my stuff. So they instantly took down all the videos that were on their channel to keep people from complaining about their clips being used. But then I got a very weird email. This is supposed to be a British channel, and it's a guy from the Philippines who, what did he call you? Jesse, ma'am? Madam Jesse. And then he said, Sir Hellbent Holler. Madam Jesse and Sir Hellbent Holler, please, I have a sick child. This money from this channel is what we use for my family.
You're killing my baby.
You're killing my baby. He didn't say that, but it was implied. It was implied. So,
and he's in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And us filing a copyright claim is killing his baby.
Yes. So I even just went, you know, sure. Okay. Agree not to, that you don't have legal rights to our stuff, and we'll drop this. But
please, sir, don't kill my baby, sir.
So anyway,
my YouTube content.
You're literally unplugging my baby,
sir.
Yes. So I was like, I thought you were supposed to be British. So anyway, so yeah, click farmers. So basically, I got that, and I just went, hey, listen, too much information for me. Just agree that you don't have a legal right to our stuff and don't use our stuff anymore, and we'll go our separate ways. But I think that they are trying to play the long game on us. But unfortunately for them,
my wife's uncle is very gassy, sir. How dare you? Please, sir.
Anyway, so that's what we're going on with right now. At this point, it's funnier than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Although we will get the channel down. So
Hellbent Holler does not condone
yes, indeed. Indeed.
The destruction of Filipino babies by any means.
All right. So what else we got going on? But that's the joke. That's why when people are calling me Sir Hellbent Holler now.
Sir Hellbent Holler.
Sir Hellbent Holler. Because you know, if you get called Sir from an Asian content thief channel, that's basically the same equivalent of being like knighted by like, does England have a king or a queen now? They got a king.
It's got a king now.
Got a king now. That's
right. I'm wondering, because it was a channel that's supposed to be based in the UK. Maybe,
it is.
Maybe they think that everybody's a knight.
You
know what I'm saying?
Here's the rub though. It's an AI voice that sounds British.
Oh
yes. Miranda Crew.
So at that point, they're taking their jobs.
Taking their jobs. Send them to Banana Town, Joe. Anyway.
Good gosh. Look the glasses and the hat.
You look like a cryptid hipster. A cripster. You're a cripster.
Sounds like a gangster.
There we go. Thank you for that, Miranda.
I look like I'm about to lecture you on your Bigfoot privilege.
Yes, indeed. So, you've never heard about that Bigfoot case? Yeah, not a lot of people have. Never mind. So,
yeah, it's sort of like a B-side. Bigfoot.
So anyway, we've got a busy 6 months coming up with us. We got a real busy 6 months coming up, investigation wise.
Ooh,
we have
new piece of merch here.
What's this? Oh, hold on.
Grown ass city boys. Go on.
I made that grown ass man comment.
Oh, it's taken off like wildfire.
And I've heard nothing but grown ass man comments back all week long now at this point. So.
I feel like you've empowered a generation.
Yeah.
Of grown ass men.
I'm an icon for a whole generation. Anyway.
Please, grown ass man, don't kill my baby, sir.
So our buddy Shy's in the chat. Shy knew us in New Orleans. And Shy has probably heard me do that before in a bar in New Orleans. Just go, don't talk to me like that. I'm a grown-ass man. Move out of my way. Grown-ass man coming through. I had a whole bit that I did. It was great. Anyway.
Bruce Beaver goes, Madam Jessie, may I have another?
We've got a busy.
That's the other channel.
We got a busy 6 months coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to go too much into it right now. We had like something planned out for Halloween that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But something very time sensitive and even cooler may have landed in our laps.
Dare I say Banana Town? It's a little crazy. And I even had to kind of vet some of the things in
We're still vetting some of the stuff.
Report. but we've had to pivot.
It may be a very hectic few weeks to investigate this and try to release it to you guys around Halloween. So we are getting ready to go into like turbo mode here at Hellbent Manor. So we're thinking about doing the show on Tuesdays for like a few months, because what happens is that we're going to be doing some like 3 and 4 day investigations like every week almost.
Joe ended up actually having to take off work yesterday.
Yeah, to go look into this like potential case. So,
but when it's hot, it's hot.
It's hot.
You
So
gotta really, you don't really get opportunities like this.
But often. Instead of like flipping back and forth on you guys, that way you don't know what night of the week the show is going to be on until the last minute. We might just go ahead and move it to Tuesdays temporarily. We don't want to cancel doing the live show every week.
Yeah.
Although there is a very vocal minority of people who don't like the live shows and they only want the field investigations. But we don't want to cancel the show. We enjoy hanging out with everybody. It's a lot of fun. So we might just do it on Tuesdays. We're pretty much there, just kind of doing it on Tuesdays. So
that way we kind of know what to expect. Everybody knows what to expect. They can,
Yeah. So
86 can move his hair transplant appointments around.
Good Lord. So anyway, but we're thinking about doing that because we got a full dance card all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I want to talk about the one thing that we're looking into right now, but I can't. It's too early, and that's not even to tease you guys. I just really want to talk about it.
Are you being a dangler right now?
I'm not even dangling. I just really want to talk about it. But we've got a pretty cool cryptid case. Nothing paranormal, something physical on the ground, but might be pretty cool. I'm hoping I'm not sitting here like a week later going, yeah, that wasn't anything. Sorry about that, but it looks legit. So anyway, but we so what else we got going on? We had a video release this past week. You may have seen it.
Yes. So this past week we released the much anticipated Equinox episode. We filmed that on Equinox. The goal with that was to take advantage of that liminal time and go out and try something a little different.
A little wacky. Brian, thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, Brian Berg. Yeah, so we wanted to try something a little different, and that's what kind of inspired tonight's topic.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of novel approaches to Bigfoot research and making actual contact.
Brian was actually very helpful with the Filipino channel scammer. So thank you, Brian. So
was he your muscle?
He is. He's my muscle now. We're sending in Brian. So
Brian's headed to Manila. But yeah, so if you guys watched the Equinox video, it was called Equinox the Dark. We went into an area that is a Bigfoot hotspot. We ventured into that area and did something a little novel. I think we went in there and attempted to make what's going on?
Can you gift memberships with us nowadays?
They may have changed that.
What the hell?
Well.
What? Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Stormy Starless Sea has gifted one Hellbent Holler membership. I don't even know how that works.
I don't. Well, I asked. I tried to. I put in a couple of service tickets. So hopefully
service tickets.
Service tickets. Yes, service tickets, Joseph.
Stormy A, thank you. B, I don't know how this works. Does somebody just get the membership now?
I don't know. I think they're distributed by the Filipino content.
Oh, good Lord. So nobody's getting it now.
He makes the decision. I have no idea.
Apparently, so hold on. Mr. Booberry, apparently you can gift memberships now. Okay. That's never been a thing for us.
All right.
But Stormy, thank you for that. And one of you all will maybe be the lucky recipient of a free membership for a month, courtesy of Stormy Starless Sea. Bruce Beaver, where is Benita? Benita was commenting on the channel. Benita Wilcox, she's been with us from
Benita's one of the OGs.
From the OGs. Linda was asking who gets it. I don't know. That's not anything we get
I have no idea.
I think it just
That's not
there's an algorithm that YouTube decides who gets that.
I think what it does,
So-
what I've heard before, is that it gives it to somebody who's very involved in the channel.
Yeah. So start making comments, start liking. Oh, that's pretty good. That way it'll drum up like stuff for us. So
Jesus, where was I? Oh, everybody's saying that Tuesday works for them. A lot of
Tuesday, yeah, and it's just because we
random stuff. Thank you.
Consistency is really big. I know that I like knowing when I need to be somewhere or want to be somewhere, and we don't cancel shows like lightly. But I'm telling you right now, we just stayed out in the woods like all night long. We even thought about maybe hiking back and trying to get the Starlink going, and then we were just going, no, we really need to look into this right now. So we think we're just going to kind of do that just to make sure that everybody's, everybody knows where to find us at. Usually we have less people, like we've got right up around 300 viewing right now. Usually the Monday shows are like 450 to 500, but maybe more people will be able to migrate over on a Tuesday for us. So,
I'm marking some stuff as we go through. We're going to talk about the Equinox video.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Equinox video a little bit.
Lots of comments about that. It looks like a lot of people are okay with us switching over to Tuesdays.
Cool.
Just for the
Joe Two Pops. Thank you so much. Those are Canadian dollars too, mind you. Thank you, Joe. We appreciate
they have
you,
the
buddy.
scent of maple
From the Great White North.
Very good.
Ventus Bruma gifted a membership as well. We are a lot different than a lot of channels. We are not trying to be like Mr. Beast and have like.
And this is a fitting comment for that as well. Hellbent Holler does not harm animals or babies.
Please, yes.
We're definitely not like Mr. Beast.
Yes, definitely. We do a lot of like members only stuff that we don't want out into the public airwaves. Some of it might be kind of sensitive as far as like the locations we go to. Some of it may be like kind of stuff like Seawood Manor that will get us hit instantly with, punishment from the platform here. So, so membership does come along with some cool stuff. It's not just getting to see our stuff earlier or anything like that. We got a Discord. We got all sorts of neat stuff.
There's always some interesting conversation going on over at the Discord as well. That is part of your
Cryptid Castleberry.
Jeez, Louise.
It's man. All right, Cryptid Castleberries. You think you're all Halloweened up right now?
Castleberry's up.
Castleberry's like Castleberry's at it. He's at it. But anyway,
well, this would be cool. We'll actually get some cool new folks in the fray.
We'll put up a Discord link, and I don't know how. Hold on. Stormy says it's random, and it was 86 that got it.
Well, 86.
So, all right, 86. Wow. We're a little tired tonight.
You guys get more information than we do.
We don't know what the hell's going on.
Oh, Eyes in the Woods got a gift membership.
Eyes in the Woods.
Eyes in the Woods is in. This is really cool. This is happening in real time.
Oh, my Lord.
You saw it here first.
Oh, my God. Going crazy with the memberships. We're a little tired tonight. It was a long weekend. This happens to us every year because every year it gets so damn hot here in the summertime. We usually do like when you're physically exhausted, it takes you a while to recover. You know what I'm saying? Just because you get dehydrated. So dehydration is kind of what, and it doesn't matter how much fluid you take with you. It doesn't matter if you've got like liquid IVs going in. You just sweat buckets in this part of the South in the summertime. So what happens is that you lose some stamina over the summer months, you know what I'm saying? And then when it gets in, like, so it's not an oven.
You know how some people kind of get a little porky over the winter? They put on that winter weight.
Summer, it's us. So now we're out.
We're summer slummers is what we are.
We hit it like 3.5, 4 days, like hard.
Yeah.
Like hard. And man, we feel it today. We're like tired. I mean, like when we finally got in last night and showered and did a bug check, because it's still a little hot, not that bad. We hit that bed and we were like, done, son.
We want to include those tick check videos for the members.
There you go.
Hellbent After Dark tick check time.
You can see me spreading the cheeks. Anyway, Jesus Christ.
We want to keep people around.
Eyes in the Woods never wins anything.
Apparently, you do.
All right, well, you can gift memberships now. And again, I'm going to be honest with you, our memberships are a little pricey compared to a lot of YouTube channels. But we like do members stuff. We do members stuff for it. There's a lot of like behind the scenes and bonus stuff. And a lot of that is just, again, it's stuff that we can't have out for like safety reasons.
Spicy stuff.
Not spicy stuff.
Real-
Hellbent After Dark. So if we're a little goofy tonight,
Some
it's because
city
we're
boy
it's because
exclusives is what it is.
if we're a little goofy, it's because we're kind of wiped out. So Hellbond 3200.
Thank you, Hellbond.
Thank you, Hellbond. That is an awesome name.
He's on brand. He's very on brand with us.
Hellbond.
I got some other stuff marked. I'm going into the chat.
And we'll get into this here in a bit. So
yeah.
So we released the Equinox video.
You just stepping on it. All right.
I told you I was tired.
Yeah. Released the Equinox video. I'm really excited about that. I was really excited about that. I'm excited for you guys to check that out. We are using some new techniques with how we do stuff. So I hope you noticed that the video looked better than previous videos. We're getting better. We're getting better equipment. We're using it properly. And we're getting a little more weird with what we're doing, especially since it's spooky season. We are rolling into spooky season. The time between Equinox and Halloween, we are going full tilt boogie with this weird stuff. And it seems like the weird stuff is going full tilt boogie with us. So on the Equinox video, if you've not seen it yet, what are you doing with your life? I do have a link in the description for this video to the Equinox video, but we're going to talk about it anyway because you should have seen it already. But we go into an area that is a Bigfoot hotspot that we've investigated. God, we're coming up on almost a year we've been out there kind of working in this area. And it's been a place that's been very, very bizarre. The last sort of piece of the saga that we've shared with you guys was the shot in the dark, where you hear that screaming, that bestial screaming, that it sounds like apes going ape. Yes. And then you have that shot that rings out, that wail, and then we unask the situation. And I feel a sharp pain go straight through my eye.
But I want to bring this up real quick. Pretty
ahead.
much everybody here in chat has seen that video. And again, for a members thing, we released that to members first off, that clip, to just kind of discuss on what the hell was going on.
Directly after it happened.
Just to kind of, we put it out going, we just had the weirdest thing happen. We need to discuss this with everybody. And kind of discussed it a little bit. But what we heard is we heard across the waters, we heard some weird vocalizations. And a couple people have been like, oh, that's dogs. And then they put headphones on. They're going, all right, that ain't dogs. I don't know what it is. It does sound like gorillas. And I don't think Bigfoot's a gorilla. But it sounded
Spoiler
like
alert.
if somebody had tried to teach gorillas how to speak. And that's what I was hearing. It was this very guttural speech. We heard a gunshot. And then a wail, like a cry of pain. And I was thinking it was something that had been shot, like vocalizing its agony. And then afterwards, I'm like, no, it sounds like
Hi, Moondog, as well.
Something saw something else get shot and was expressing grief.
Yeah.
And all the vocalizations break out and just start going in different directions from the sounds of it. I said, it sounds like they're all breaking off. Well, I still don't know what that was because we didn't see it happen. But somebody left a comment that I thought was one of the most like insightful, out of left field things that I never even occurred to me. And I'm not saying this is what it is, but it just never occurred to me. But somebody went, you guys are in an area after seeing the Equinox video where you're in that same area and you're trying to make contact with the spirits of the people who, when you say it, it sounds even crazier. You're trying to make contact with the spirits of the people who previously lived in this area,
right,
to see if you can get any information about what's going on there,
right,
especially with creatures in the woods.
Right.
Somebody made a comment going, have you ever thought about the vocalizations that you heard and the gunshot that you heard wasn't happening in real time? You were hearing the echoes of the past.
That would have been insane.
That this is something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
Because you hear that in area. You always hear it in like it's mostly tied in with Civil War battlefields in America. Gettysburg, places like that. People hear ghostly cannon fire, ghostly gunshots, the sounds of this. And they put forward that we were hearing the echoes of the past and that this had happened in the past. And I'm going,
I do have to pause you just 1 second. It's Tom O'Toole coming in hot.
Damn, Tom O'Toole. Tom O'Toole.
Coming in hot, Tom.
Damn, Tom.
I'm going to leave that one up.
Just leave that up, man.
Because that's Huzzah. Carry on. So it
Wow.
could be an echo from the past.
And you know what? That's not how I think. I don't think in terms like that. And I struggle to think that that's possible. But I also struggle to think that the alternatives are possible as well.
Right.
So at that point, it's as good a theory as any, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's as good
and even
freaking
you
theory
say
as any.
yourself, oh, you can't explain an unknown with an unknown.
Unless
Well,
the other unknown is
why the
what really
hell not?
happened, for God's sake.
You know?
So
Why not? That
Tom,
is-
thank you for that, man. Leave that up for a bit. Let
Oh, I'm leaving it
let
up.
Tom bask in his glory.
Tom O'Toole.
Basking in that glory. So
That is an interesting theory. God,
and I didn't come up with it. And I got to go back because I can't remember who.
So you have to think about is, you know, Tom's a flat circle, but you have to think about, you know, if you see residual, say, think about that in terms of like residual hauntings, like it's like a tape playing over and over again. You would hear whispers, you would have flashes, you would see people walking, and you'd see the same kind of thing over again. Like when it comes to hauntings and stuff like that, the same kind of concept. If it's some sort of echoes of the past and it's a replaying of events that occurs, you know, you get glimpses of it. This was so intense. This was so intense and so frightening. The energy that would be required for that to be some sort of what you refer to as a residual haunting, where it's this replaying of events over and over again over time. The energy required for that would be insane.
Well, I have an easier time accepting residual hauntings. That kind of energy of an occurrence leaves a, you know, like its fingerprint. Or there's a, you know, here's the deal. I have an easier time coming up with alternative things for residual type haunting, because that's basically what that would have been if that's what happened.
Right.
You're seeing like an echo of the past at that point. And again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm not saying that's what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know what we heard. There might have, you know, but I have an easier time wrapping my head around that than I do around the fact that you can make contact with the spirits of deceased people.
Yeah.
I still
struggle with that.
I'm going to say this though, that you've done this Estes stuff in the past and we've gotten intelligent responses in the past. Okay. We've heard more disturbing answers that seem to match up with the questions that were being asked. Okay. Especially in that cemetery last Halloween. That's some weird stuff, man.
For sure. Yeah.
You'll all be clean. Just weird stuff. I mean, but
seems like we get there's always the sinister bent, even if it doesn't start out that way. There's always this weird sinister direction that these seem to go. And I know that you have trouble, like, you know, you are like, you're not talking to people. I'm not dying on any hill about it. I'm not saying this is Gloria. I know it's Gloria because it said it was Gloria. Gloria is telling me from the beyond the grave what's going on. So I'm going to stick with what Gloria says. I'm not dying on the hill that that's what's happening. I'm not going to die on the hill that that is exactly what's occurring. I 100% trust what I'm hearing. My intention is to try this because it's a tool in our toolbox, to give it a try. Take what we get with a grain of salt, of course. Don't just believe everything. But when you have stuff that lines up, you have to kind of look at that as a data point and maybe try a couple more times, try some other stuff, and see what kind of lines up when you try these different techniques or these different methods for gaining information or you know, figuring out what is going on there. This is just a tool in the toolbox. That doesn't mean that I believe everything that's said or that I believe the origin of everything that comes out, you know?
Well,
that's my 2 cents.
I don't think that we can trust any of this stuff. Okay. I don't even trust when we find physical evidence sometimes that it's not a misdirection or a red herring or anything.
Bonnie Blue brings up all the time. Bonnie Blue's in the chat right now. Bonnie Blue brings up all the time. There is the possibility of this trickster element.
There's always a possibility of the trickster
element.
Element.
And it seems...
I don't view any of this through a lens of warm and fuzzy. Right. There ain't no Easter bunny, man. You know, I mean, there's just not, this stuff is not, through all of human history and before human history, humanity knew how to deal with this stuff. Okay. that if it wasn't something to just be outright feared, it was to be respected and then a little feared, because it could very easily turn bad for you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until modern times, when humanity kind of lost that connection with the other, that, because people back in the day didn't do what we do. Okay.
Mhm.
We're trying to like reconnect that bond that has been like broken through modern times. We're trying to like prove that the stuff is real that our ancestors knew was real.
Right.
Okay. So, but they knew what you're dealing with, and it wasn't good, and it didn't have your best interests at heart. And that's the lens that I view it all through.
And kind of how you describe that makes me think of just that whole scenario there, that we're trying to prove what is real that our ancestors knew is real. We're missing something there. And I think Graham Hancock put it just in such a perfect way, that we're a species with amnesia. You know, we're missing something is missing here, where we've rejected millennia of what we've experienced and what we've known as a species. We've rejected all of that and put it away in a box and treated it as if it's something fantastical or laughable.
Well,
you know, but why have we done that? What has happened where we're forgetting that part of ourselves, or we're just completely denying or just refusing to acknowledge that that's a reality?
Well, a lot of like traditions hold that, you know, you're not a
Curtis, don't hurt us.
Curtis, don't hurt us. I was waiting for you to see that. Curtis, don't hurt us. Curtis, get in touch with us, please. It's a point of pride at this point. Anyway, but my point is this, is that a lot of traditions will say that you're not a bag of meat with a spiritual component. You're a spirit with a bag of meat component. And I understand that. But what I'm saying to you is that the connotations for me of, that's the thing that I always have trouble with like traditional ghost hunters. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you understand the implications of what you're saying when you're contacting dead people? Okay.
Right.
So
it's the implication.
What's the implications?
Dennis.
Oh my God, you need to do a shirt with just a ghost on it that says it's the implications. But the implications are,
we need like a Dennis system for ghosts,
especially when you get into like children.
That's genius.
Children ghosts and all that.
Copyright, trademark.
So you have an innocent who had a soul, and now that soul is like trapped here. It's pretty dark stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just telling you that a lot of the great minds and the various religious traditions across the globe, they had a lot of discernment as far as this stuff goes. And every good you meet the devil type of story, the devil doesn't present himself in his true form. And you have a lot of that with like Catholic saints that will go, when they have these encounters with like the other, they have to work through to get to the point of really knowing what this creature is. That's not what you really look like. Reveal yourself. No, that's not what you really look like. Reveal yourself. So I think that there's...
I mean, you can go back to Greek mythology for that the gods would disguise themselves to come and interact with human beings. You think about Leda and the swan.
There's always been
there's always that concealing yourself to come down and interact with us, because perhaps seeing their true form would make our eyeballs melt out of our head.
Well, there's always...
Or we would distrust it.
That's always that be not afraid type element that, right. But my thing is this, that it's always wrapped in deception. It's always wrapped in deception, either for your own good or because the nature of these things are to deceive. And my point that we wandered way far up, and we're going to circle back to now, is that we have had pointed, intelligent answers to what we do on this before. Some of the stuff you say that you pick up on your spirit box when you're in the Estes method and you're blindfolded and you have noise canceling headphones on, you can't hear anything, because even when it's not talking to you, the static is so freaking loud. We've gotten pointed answers before, but it wasn't until this investigation that I felt that I had entered into a conversation with something, because there were a few things that I still don't understand what the answer meant. There were others that I went, like the creek. When it went creek, I went, oh, yeah, that was next to the creek. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
made that connection.
I made that connection. And I'm sure that there's some of the other stuff, and there wasn't a lot that didn't really make sense.
But that could have been that could have just been a random word. It could have not been a pointed answer to that. It could be that you made that connection through that answer came, that word came through, but that word had nothing to do with it.
Well, but my point is this, is that I was talking to something, but I'm not willing to concede that I was talking to the spirit of a person who lived there. And the 96 years, does that mean that they were 96 years old when they supposedly passed 96 years ago?
Yeah.
What?
93 years.
93 years. And the fact that the one box pulled my name out.
Yeah.
That has a menu of thousands of words, and yet it chose to say shoot right after I said it, and then it brought my name up.
The Joe thing was
weird.
Crazy.
But then But I felt in the moment there, I had a moment where I just went, I'm in a conversation with something here. Something is speaking back and forth to me right now. This is conversational. This is not just random words being thrown, and sometimes they match up, and I'm reading too much meaning into some of this because that's what I want. And I'm twisting the words to match what I want to hear. No, I was like in a flat out conversation with something. Now, again,
yeah, it's not like I said pants and you're like, yes, I was wearing pants when
yes,
this incident occurred.
Sky, yes, we were under the sky when that happened.
Precisely, Watson.
So, some of it was very pointed, and it was conversational, and I think that when you deal with any of this stuff, let's just call it the things that are other than humanity, okay? The other intelligences that are occasionally on this planet that ain't us. I think that when you deal with them, that there are bits of truth mixed in with like the falsehoods, and that's just it. But I also understand that in order to get anything, you have to play the game. Okay, you have to enter into this conversation, and then afterwards, it's upon us to try to figure out what was real, what wasn't real. Because if it just starts spouting out all BS and none of it makes sense, well, then we go away. And that's not what these things want. These things want the attention. For all practical purposes, very strong intention pretty much equals prayer. And a lot of these things used to be prayed to. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think there's some element to that. They like the human.
We used to be preyed on.
Yeah, and we used to be preyed on. But I think a lot of these things like the interaction and want to just give you just enough to keep. And that's happened to us before. We've gotten frustrated and we've just wanted to quit the whole thing. Yeah. And that's when something big happens to draw us back in. And we've also tried to fake that frustration to see if we could stimulate something, and it didn't work. Right. It knows when you're really at that point to leave and give up. And that's when it hits you with something to just draw you right back.
We have done that.
Start the cycle of abuse all over again. Eyes in the woods, giving back to the community, gifted a membership. A buddy Janet,
hey,
throwing a 10 spot at us. Thank you so much, Janet. We appreciate it. We'll spend it on psychiatric treatment after putting ourselves in all of these terrible situations.
Janet's got a big job ahead of her all the time. Yes, so she carries the weight of the world.
So, but again, exactly. So, our buddy Turdog, what's Turdog got to say? The next stage for Flesh and Blood is energy spirit. It is at Banana Town to think you could be speaking to Bigfoot spirits.
That's an interesting concept.
I don't think that was a Bigfoot spirit that was talking to us there, but we also had the crazy idea that some of the paranormal stuff that goes along with Bigfoot is maybe because big feets ain't completely tied to the mundane world like we are. Maybe when they get the hitchhiker effect, it's like on steroids. It's times 10. And that's what's causing the equipment failures that we experience and the balls of light and the weird energy and the other stuff. It's whatever has attached itself to the Bigfoot. Jesse's whole goal with this was to talk to the people that used to live in this land and see if they had experiences.
That's the intention that you go in. Now, usually when you do these things, you have to have intention and everything. That was the intention I had in mind. Yeah. And that's what the goal was. That was the idea, but that doesn't mean that's what happened. But carry on. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Anyway, but Brian says, although I think it's great when Jesse sits there and says, I'm throwing down a pen right here in case something happens to us. That's when she, when we start doing stuff like that, she sends our location via her personal locator beacon to the people that kind of like know when we're going in and when we're kind of supposed to be out. And then if we go missing, they can kind of see where we were at. And yeah, that's when she does that when we have the potential for things to get hairy. So what we got here? Tanya. Hi, all. Your thoughts and prayers help my eye surgeries. 2020 for distance. Need readers. Thank you all. Way to go, Tanya. I'm using readers myself nowadays. Don't feel bad. I'm going to have to change my contact prescription. Too much.
I got to wear them.
Too much.
Especially when I do this.
Looking through night vision goggles on dark nights. It's wrecking my vision. Anyway. So let's see what else we got here.
I got some stuff marked on there.
Greg McDonald. Okay, what is the black thing with red trim and horns above the skull on the mantle, please?
That is a broom.
That is a broom.
It's it's an art piece, really. I got that before. Was it 3 Moon Brooms? Yeah,
3 Moon Brooms.
3 Moon Brooms before she really blew up.
And
I got
insanely
that
popular.
Beautiful piece up there.
Those brooms were used to sweep evil and misfortune out of your home.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's made with ram's horns. Yeah. And it's got a tiger's eye.
So it is a ritualistic broom to sweep evil out of your home. But
and yet you're still here.
H. Smith has got a thing too. One mention of the dark in that session too. And I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what that means. The dark.
But it seems like because it mentioned it, the dark, it's almost
like twice.
It's a I don't want to say it's a personification, but it's the dark is it's a proper noun to me. That's like an entity of some kind.
Dark is what that sounded
like.
The
dark is a thing.
Well, here's the other thing too.
It's not the dark in the room. It's the dark is.
For those of you that have seen the other video,
like Never Ending Story, the darkness is like.
Is that what I've never seen Never Ending Story?
Really? Okay, so the Never Ending Story.
Grown ass man, I don't watch children's shows. Good God Almighty!
As I look at your pile of fantasy novels right in front of me,
fantasy novels for grown ass men,
grown ass men fantasy novels.
So
there are swords involved, Jesse.
So
no, but it's called like the darkness, but it's like this tiger-esque kind of thing, but it looks kind of that way, but it's this darkness that engulfs
the dark.
But it's like it's personified. But this sounds like an elemental type thing, and I'm trying to put into words what I mean by this. But it sounds like it's something that's a labeling of something. That's something. It's
the other thing too was the get gone part.
Yeah,
seemed like time specific period language. But here's the thing: if something's trying to fool you, and something knows that you're trying to contact people from a certain time period, it is going to adopt the speech patterns and mannerisms if it's aware of them in order to keep that deception up. Just like here's City Boy, that had a cadence that made me think of a couple hundred years ago. You know what I'm saying? The whole get gone is not modern parlance. It's not what you would expect to hear somebody saying.
And you can entertain that idea that everything is a ruse, Is everything a ruse?
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything's a ruse for sure.
Whatever this stuff is, it doesn't have your best interests at heart. It doesn't want to be your friend, because here's how it would act if it did. Hey guys. Yeah. Well, first off, it never would have been a mystery in the slightest to even investigate. This stuff would just live alongside us on this planet. Okay. If it wanted to be our friends, it could have attempted to be our friends. It doesn't want to be your friend. I think some cases it wants to be left alone, but in most cases, it just likes messing with you. It's messed with us since there's been people here to mess with.
I think that you being so definitive about this is it's counter to what you have said before in the past, or how you've approached things in the past, because you're saying for sure it's this, this, and this. How do you what evidence do you have?
I don't know what it is, but I can tell that by its
its intention.
By its behavior. Yeah, you can look at, you know what I'm saying?
That we're talking.
Somebody tries to break into your house 3 nights in a row. I don't know who's trying to break into my house, but we've established a pattern that they're trying to break into my house every night. You see a pattern in behavior that it's not only what we've witnessed, it's what you see in folklore from all across the planet.
I understand that, but for you to say that you have a definitive handle on exactly what's going on is banana
I'm not saying that I have a definitive handle on what's going on. I'm telling you that all of human history has told you beware in your dealings with things that are not human.
For sure.
Whether it's the Greek gods trying to like deceive you and steal your daughters, to don't like walk on the moors at night under a just there's not a lot of things going, hey, don't worry about these things. Everything's going to be great. Okay. And any interaction we've had with this stuff seems as if it enjoys messing with us. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have never had an interaction with something that we thought was like otherworldly and it made things easier for us. Okay.
Yeah.
We have never gone, wow, this place is so charged with energy. And damn, it's been a really easy investigation tonight. Okay. The whole purpose of this stuff, its nature is to like confound you, deceive you, trick you, harm you if it can. And neither me nor anybody else has ever seen anything to the contrary. And yeah, you can have these people that go, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this. But again, if Bonnie Blue McGee's in the chat still, she can back it up. Even the friendly fae would butcher your cattle, give your children the plague, and basically destroy your life if you set the slightest foot wrong with them at that point.
Right.
You know, and that's just, that's the history of folklore, legend, tradition, mythology, religion with all of this. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's where I'm at with it. What's Mr. Alaskan got for us here? Finding the stone outside the cemetery scratch, especially word sacred. Was it scratching out the word because of it being sacred, or scratching out the word sacred because of the one buried that was not? I don't know. And that's the other thing that gets me is that we heard scratch on the what is the little box that does the names that you have?
The polterscript.
Polterscript said scratch. And then Jesse heard scratch twice. And at the time when we first heard it, I'm thinking this is a foreshadowing. One of us is going to get scratched really bad in here, because you see that like on the ghost shows.
And I think somebody even asked us in the after. We did a little members after thing on the road. Actually, it was actually a fun little after thing. Somebody asked us, did either of us get scratched in the process of that? We did not. No, I did not.
But that's what I was anticipating when we first got scratched. So I was going, one of us is going to get scratched. And then when it happened again, I'm going, all right, because I'm getting like Settlers Time vibes out of all this, and scratch, and even Nick, Nick was a colloquialism, you know, an early American colloquialism for the devil. Mm-hmm. And that's when I'm going, when you said it the second time, I'm like, oh, good God, that's what this is. And then we go to leave, and you notice that the grave that's right outside the boundary of the cemetery. God, listen to the stuff we talk about. This is our lives. Do you ever have just a moment when you just stop yourself and you just go, what the hell am I doing here?
Every day.
Good Lord.
Every day.
Okay, back to that. The grave outside the boundary of the cemetery.
Let's get back to the grave.
Scratched up really bad. Is that what it was talking about? Is there even a connection to that?
Well, and that grave that was kind of askew was also scratched up.
I didn't leave out of there going, well, all of our questions have been answered. This all makes perfect sense now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We do have a weird connection that we discovered. I was laying in bed. I was doing some research. I was looking at some different like articles and some different like family tree stuff last night. In terms of people I'm tracking down that inhabited that area. This was freaky deaky stuff. This is a little side thing. So the grave that's askew, the guy's name, I'm not going to share the name, but his name popped up in some stuff I was looking at. The mother of his son, her maiden name is my maiden name.
Whoa. And then the one grave that you picked, you shared a birthday. Or no, her death day was your birthday.
Yes.
Weirdness.
Very weird.
Very weird. HG Mick, the Estes Method with Jesse, the lighting, Joe's reactions, man, the atmosphere was so thick. We do the lighting like that.
Well, the lighting. So here's what's interesting about the lighting too is, so with this whole thing, I kind of go with my intuition about what I want to do with it, how I feel like how I want to do it. that lighting scheme that I did, where I had the lights hitting all the spires and everything like that, where I had all those lights. I was talking to Joe about that for days prior, and I had a dream about it. I had a dream about that cemetery, and I saw those lights like that in that cemetery. Normally, I would be like, okay, kind of red and green and that kind of formation that's a little Christmassy, like from an aesthetic position. But I had a dream about those lights pointing, and that's what it looked like in my dream. So I set it up to kind of match the dream. We get a little woo here.
We set those up so for like a couple of reasons. A, it's colored lights that doesn't wreck our natural night vision. Okay, we're not blinded. B, it's atmospheric. You want to have,
and I followed the dream.
Yeah, the dream. But I mean, it's just it increases the spooky level. And now that is something that I definitely believe in, because
it puts your mind into that place.
You put your mind into the right place for it. All of, no matter what religion or tradition people follow, they have ritual that they follow. That is,
you're not going to do a seance in an office building under, you know.
And a lot of that is maybe you're setting the stage for whatever you're trying to interact with. A lot of it is I believe, it doesn't matter what you're doing, but you are going through ritualistic steps that's basically getting your mind into the right frame in order to deal with this stuff that's basically outside of consensus reality at that point. So I just think that was it. And it just, like I said, it definitely heightened my anxiety, because it was not a comfortable place to be in doing all of that. We got a couple other things here done. Let me see here. Michael Tovar. Michael Tovar. Awesome episode. Thanks, Jesse and Joe. Rhonda Williams. Was a member before, became a member. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for your support.
Good to see you, my girl.
We are community supported. We are not in the pocket of big corporate Bigfoot.
Big corporate Bigfoot.
Big corporate Bigfoot. Our buddy Henry BFR. Henry, if you go to his YouTube channel, has been having ongoing Bigfoot activity for quite a while. He's in a very, very active spot.
Paul asked this question a couple of times already. I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Paul, my man, would you ever do the Estes method in the LBL? I would definitely do it. I mean, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try almost anything. Joe has to be my guardrails on anything I do, because the way I am is I'll just.
If it wasn't for me, this channel would be the weirdest damn thing you've ever seen in your entire life. She'd be on here with like chicken bones and like rattles and just, you know,
just a ghostly circus.
Craziness. But yeah, we'll probably try that in the LBL.
I don't see why not.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not big on the Estes method. I'm not big on this like stuff.
Right.
Just not. But if we're going to do it anywhere, we do know the world's foremost ghost hunter, Mr. Dewey Edwards.
We do. Especially with experiences in the LBL and knowledge of the LBL.
Yeah. So that would be the only place I would go. All right, I really don't want to do it, but
wouldn't it be cool wouldn't it be cool to deploy the helmet in the LBL with Dewey present? It's like all of his cool little stuff he's into and he's done. And he could just see me go nuts in the LBL with it. Dew's like, no, do not.
So
Sarge asks, how much do you think your expectations influence what you experience?
So there's a thing in paranormal research, psychic research, okay? And not just like, I'm talking about like Stanford research, the actual laboratories that have like tried to do like experiments to find out if there's something to psychic ability, telepathy, all of that stuff. And it's called like the sheep and goat effect. And I can't remember who termed it, but basically it became very apparent when looking at the data when they're, and you know, the things they do, they test little cards. What do you see? Oh, I see a red triangle. I see 3 blue wavy lines. I see this, I see that, you know, and you guess what basically the card they're holding up. And then they look at how many times you were right and how many times you were wrong. Well, they noticed that people that they called the sheep, and those were people who came in believing in these phenomena, had a higher rate of occurrence in calling it right, basically. They displayed greater aptitude for what would you consider psychic abilities. And then the people that they called goats, and I don't even know where that terminology came from, how she just chose sheep and goats, but goats were people who were very diametrically opposed to psychic abilities. This is all bunk. This
Probably
is all
because
nonsense.
the nature of goats are to be more stubborn and more single-minded and more independent thinking, and sheep are more willing to kind of go along with.
Well, but here's the deal, though.
But that kind of indicates that this person's bias by the labels. Because if you label somebody,
because the lady who did it was saying the sheep actually are displaying psychic abilities. Now, the goats, the people that they would refer to as goats, who were very adamantly opposed to there being any psychic ability, their guesses would be so wrong that it was statistically important.
Impossible or important?
Statistically important. Well, impossible and important, but they would guess wrong so many times that the researchers started to think that psychically they knew what the card was, but that they had a personal investment in psychic stuff being bunk. So they would basically sabotage their own answers. You know what I'm saying? So both ways could kind of almost be proof of psychic ability. But I do think that if you go in open to it, you experience more. If you go in very just adamantly opposed that any of this is real, you're going to start to use bad logic and you're going to explain away things that are mysterious because and we've all seen it. You've seen crazy UFO stuff that predates AI and people are just like, that's a weather balloon. You're going, I don't know what it is, but there's no way in hell it's a weather balloon. You just are personally invested in debunking everything.
Right.
So I think if you go into it at least open and receptive to it, I think that you have a greater, I think this stuff wants to be recognized. It wants to be recognized. You don't have to like it. You don't have to dislike it. I think a lot of times it wants to be recognized. And I think a lot of times where it's amusement, for lack of a better term. And you hear that with everything. You hear about Bigfoot. Watching people through their house windows, that's their entertainment. They like looking at people and seeing what we're up to. I think it's like that with like the stuff that's not as physical too. I think they like messing with people. Maybe it serves some purpose that we can't define. Maybe it's just for sheer enjoyment. I don't know, but sheep and goats learned a little something tonight. There you go.
The more you know. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. They're flying.
Terry, Joe's Jesus Christ gets more concerning sounding every time. We had to cut a few spicy words out because I try not to curse doing this. And we've gotten really good at not cursing doing this.
I think we cursed a lot in the beginning, and then
we did.
We
and
realized how trashy
we sounded
sounded
like trash balls, and we were like, no, it's not the face we want to present to the world.
And also, I like going to the side note. This is totally a divergent from what we're talking about. I like when we have these conferences, and I have like
kids come up,
7-year-old girls like, I want to be like you. I don't want them to watch. I want them to watch our stuff and be interested in it and be interested in the subject. But I don't want them to hear F-bombs and stuff like that.
So when I'm dropping, when I'm even doing that, taking the Lord's name in vain, stuff like that, I was getting disturbed by the answers we were getting. You know what I'm saying? And
matter of
fact, we were planning on going a while longer.
Yeah.
We had rigged it up so that we could run this stuff a lot longer. We put it was a pain in the butt to get it rigged up where we could run some of the equipment longer without having to change batteries. And then I pulled the plug on it. I was just like, we're done here. Done. Not dealing with this anymore.
Nope.
We're done.
Yeah.
Done. We're done. We're out.
That was a cool moment because you're just like, nope, we're done. You just threw in the towel on it, which is fine. You can see at the end of that session that I'm exhausted. Like it takes so much out of me. Somebody also after the premiere, we did a members live. Somebody asked if I am conscious of like the physical motions that I do. I do that kind of rocking and kind of shaking and stuff that I do. Denim Devil's wife works with highly autistic children, and she watched one of our Estes sessions and goes, she's stimming like really bad.
Mhm.
I don't realize I'm doing that to that degree. I think I kind of feel a sway, but not to the point where it's very uncomfortable for me to, how do I express this? When I'm editing the video and I'm watching the video back and I'm going over the video again, it's very uncomfortable for me to see videos of myself when I'm doing these Estes sessions.
Mhm.
It's uncomfortable to do them. I think it's important to do them. I have a very intense desire to do them and interest in doing them. I think that there's something to be gained from it, to be gleaned from it, but it's very uncomfortable to watch those videos back.
Yeah.
And it's almost embarrassing in a way, because there's this, it's like watching a video of yourself when, losing control.
You're spastic and you're just going, I'm supposed to be a cool monster hunter and not, no, that's, I'm not supposed to be going, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, it's unnerving, man.
It's very unnerving, and it's very uncomfortable because you realize that you are not in total control. And I think that we try very hard to be very metered and in control of everything that we do, and kind of, be very professional about what we do. But we're also very genuine with what we do. And I'm not going to not show you guys this. You just have to take it as it is, and I just have to get over it.
Yep. All right. See what else we got. Man, the night is flying.
The night
by. See what else we got.
I got some stuff marked. I'm trying to catch up with the chat.
I'm trying to chat. The chat is flying. We've got fewer people than normal, but a lot more conversation.
That's what we look for.
That's what we look for.
ADP asks, what do you guys make of the graves seemingly coming up and breaking cement?
We don't think it's zombies.
No, I don't think it's zombies.
I don't think it's zombies. I don't think it's anything like that. We've had a lot of seismic activity in this neck of the woods lately.
It was super bizarre because it was just that particular grave. Now, it could have been the nature of the burial itself that
maybe some groundwater is
that
bubbling
made
up.
it like subject to doing that, as opposed to all the other graves. It was just very
wasn't tree roots, because you're dealing the trees.
There's no trees.
Large trees are outside the wall, so the roots would have had to go under the wall, go under the other graves, and then just come up there. There's probably a very logical explanation for it. It's just that it happened really quick too. We went back and checked some other footage, and that the one spire is about ready to topple. We're going to actually go back and see if we can try to, in the daytime, get it so that that it doesn't topple, so that this person's headstone doesn't fall as a result of it. But the ground's really up there.
Yeah.
We got to go in there and make sure that we can do it without causing more damage, because we don't want, I wouldn't want my headstone toppling because of the ground bubbling up.
Topple not my headstone.
So topple not my headstone, but I don't know what caused it. We're not saying that it was, and I guess because the whole night was so weird, people were starting to latch onto some really crazy ideas. Somebody did say zombies one time, so
we don't think there's a zombie. Well, hope not.
I'm done if that's the case.
I'm out. Surviving the Strange. This is funny. Research in bed. Dreams about lighting schemes. I still vote the dynamic duo gets a real vacation. Not for a while. We're probably going to go on our first vacation for our wedding anniversary at the end of all of this. So,
we got a busy 6 months.
So April, the end of April, we will go on a vacation.
We're going to take a couple of days and go on a real vacation.
A real vacation for real boys and grown-ass men.
Grown-ass men vacation. So 7 System.
Oh, sorry, I was hiding it. Go ahead. Hit it again. Hit yours.
Bam. Your cinematography is next level.
See, now I have a camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming for your job, Joe.
But HD says, could the Blackthorn Cemetery be a window area? I think the whole area outside of the cemetery is a window area.
Yeah. For sure. That place is so bizarre. That place is so.
We have canceled other spots we were going to look into to focus more on Blackthorn. And even then, it was rough this summer. You guys saw some of the solo outings I did there, and it was rough, man. it's rough to get into. That part of the country is hot. I mean, it's hot. I nearly stroked out a couple times there, and it was just, but it's so fascinating in
But
there.
your sacrifice gave us the rock.
Gave us the rock, man. So, but it's so even when it was like physically dangerous to be going around in there, we couldn't, and we would tell ourselves, all right, we got to like lay off this until it gets colder and we get a good freeze. There's too many open wells. There's too many barbed wire. There's all the weird stuff in the trees, the broken glass, sharp metal, all that. And we just kept going back. We just kept going back. So, all right, let's see what else we got. Henry, you have a good night, my man. Have a good evening, sir.
Good night, Henry.
Good night, Henry.
Adieu, Henry.
Adieu.
You are a Sir Hellbent Holler. You need to start acting your title, sir.
You can class the joint up a bit.
Yeah,
so,
really.
Excuse me. I got the croup.
Harold Murphy said, face it, Jesse, Joe would be more comfortable face-to-face with Bigfoot than dealing with paranormal stuff, especially in the woods in a cemetery.
Yeah.
But marriage is all about compromise.
But I do have to be honest with people, and this is what ticks a lot of like Bigfoot people off, is I just have to go. If you just get down to brass tacks, as much as I would prefer it to be the opposite, I've seen more evidence of what you would consider the paranormal than I have of Bigfoot existing. I think there's something out there. I may have seen something. We've seen stuff on thermal, but I went into this going Bigfoot real, all this other stuff is just goofy and fake. And now I'm going, for me at least, some of this weirder stuff is real, definitely. There's no question that it's real to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Bigfoot, I'm pretty sure. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure. But with the weird stuff that's happening now is that I don't even know if I can trust my eyes in a lot of cases. Do you know what I'm saying? So my lying eyes, I don't know. Short of like finding a body that we left with like a piece of, for testing. I don't even know if I saw.
You've already run through that scenario of what you're chopping off.
Oh, yeah, we got a plan, man. Yeah, we got a plan. So get a couple pieces, specific pieces, and then start hightailing it out. Get out, don't stop for nothing. So, you always hear that if you see one,
have drop points, secret drop points.
No, because my thing is just haul.
No, I'm saying like, where are you stashing it?
Oh, we got a plan. We got a plan up.
We stashing it. Where are the bones, Joe?
Where are the bones, Joe? Crazy Uncle Big Sky Jim. Hey, everybody, I was nursing 20 years. Ghosts and angels are real. Yeah, I mean, there's something there. I don't know what they are, but it's something there. Something there. So,
HGMC goes, I really do lean towards Bigfoot being an aspect of the Fae.
if you look at if you just look at the big bullet points of Bigfoot and the big bullet points of like Fae encounters, there's a lot of similarities between the two, especially that's why Class B Bigfoot encounters drive me crazy, because people assume that Bigfoot's the only thing out there. So if they hear something, smell something, something gets thrown at them, again, a couple hundred years ago, people would say that's the Fae, and stuff like that still happens in areas that could not support a creature the size of Bigfoot living, thriving, and remaining hidden. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of crossover between Class B Bigfoot encounters and other weirder stuff at this point. So
this is back when we're talking about cursing. Booberry goes, members only trash cuts with the cursing please.
Anyway, see what else we got here.
I'm trying to catch up. The chat is insane. Dare I say Banana Town?
The chat is Banana Town. Cynthia's got a good thing. Heaven and the Black, is that what it was?
Heaven and Black.
Heaven and Black. I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? That sounded significant though. It sounded very significant.
That
but-
sounds like a lyric from a cult song.
Yeah, it does. It does sound like it does. So
Heaven in black.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's disturbing though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very disturbing, man. So
it's like weird language.
So here's the thing, and this is kind of what we've been dancing around, is there a way to, at the end of the day, my whole goal with this is still the Bigfoot thing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, the other weird activity kind of like sidetracks me and gets me like interested, disturbs me sometimes. But at the end of the day, the Bigfoot thing was the big focus of this. Hellbent Holler was looking for Bigfoot. That's what we started off on. And then we started running into these like little side paths. But the goal is that whatever you're contacting out there, I mean, maybe there's truth to some of this stuff about like some of the mind speak stuff and some of these Estes methods, Estes methods, the plural of it. I guess is that right? Maybe those can be helpful in making contact with it directly, or in your case, making contact with the other stuff out there and seeing what knowledge they have to share of the thing that we're really after at this point. That was the whole goal of your Estes session.
Yeah.
What's in these woods? What did we hear get shot? What threw the rock at me? Or what is out here in these woods? There's something physical, like altering the environment. And it's got to be strong because some of those rocks are beyond the ability of grown ass men even to like move, you know? But then what's the thing about like the small things underground? That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's like,
I don't think there's any kind of cave system. Somebody asked about that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cave
There's
system.
no cave system or anything like that. Unless it's hand dug tunnels of some kind.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Now, Scorpius has got a thing, said the scratching looked like they were cleaning out the engraved text without proper tools, but created rubbing on paper. It was way past the text though, and it's scored into that stone there. I've had a lot of goth girlfriends, not girlfriends, but female friends, and I married one and they're famous for doing those like kind of like
Grave rubbings.
Grave rubbings.
Now those are illegal. Do not do those.
But it looked like somebody had taken like a sharp piece of like stone and just kind of like really gone in there and like gotten it.
I did them years ago.
Not that you ever committed any crimes or anything.
That was before. That was when I was young and before I knew the damage that is caused by those. And it's very disrespectful. Yeah. It was something that we did. We were children. We were teens. But it was something that we did. But it is insanely damaging to these headstones. So you don't want to do that because you are just eroding what's left of those headstones. So don't ever do that. Take a photo.
And then they're talking about how that thing, you heard something say, hey, Jesse, travel here much?
Yeah.
And again, that's got kind of an archaic, but here's the deal. It's got an archaic manner of speech, but just like get gone, it's not stereotypical. It's not cartoonish. It's not like how, hey, partner, y'all need to be, it's not like the dusty old man in the cowboy movies, dad gummit, you hornswoggler. It's not, it sounds like age specific to the time when people would be living there, but can we trust that?
Yeah.
But get gone, that, travel here much?
And it was like when I say get gone, it wasn't get gone. It was get gone. Get gone. G-I-T. So. Get gone. Get on out of here.
All right. I'm catching up with chat here. But, I mean...
Leave, ho!
So, I don't know. And here's the deal, though. Back to Scorpius's things. That might have I don't think it's people casually doing cemetery rubbings. But you don't know. But I mean, again, very destructive if that's what it was.
Yeah.
That area is not a comfortable place to get to.
Especially with the growth from the
Yeah.
past 6 months, because it's been so wet. I mean, it's the tick situation's a little out of hand, and the snake situation's definitely out of hand. We came upon one of the worst copperhead nests we've ever.
This weekend, yeah, it was to the point where it was
Oh.
sickening. I mean, the smell of cucumbers was so bad, and that's been a constant
It was
theme
so,
all summer
and
long.
it was like the middle of the night, so I'm just like flipping out.
HG, the raised grave, the old gods of Appalachia who live down below are working their way to the surface to reclaim what is theirs. I don't ever. I would like to listen to old gods of Appalachia, but I just don't have time, unfortunately. I will tell you what I'm doing though. In that same vein, every October I read Roger Zelazny's A Night in Lonesome October, which is I read it every year. I've read it every year since I discovered that book. I don't know how many years ago. I think I got it within a couple of years of it coming out. But it is basically a Victorian. And you've heard me talk about it a little bit. It's a fantasy novel. It takes place in Victorian times, and it's all the Victorian like literature mainstays are involved in it. Jack the Ripper, Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Frankenstein, all this stuff. But it's got a Lovecraftian kind of bend to it, because all of these characters, when the stars are in the right position, people gather from all over the world. Some of them are trying to open a portal to let the old ones in, and then others are trying to shut them out. And it's basically just a
race against time
story from like the 31 days in October, because this particular one, the gate can be opened on Halloween.
Wait a minute. Richard Sharp, this is of interest. Heaven in Black is part of an English Druid chant.
What? Have you even Googled it?
I have not. I literally just saw this comment here. Is this true? Big if true.
Big if true. All it's trying to tell me is it's Heaven and Hell by Black Sabbath. Heaven and
I guess that's a Druid chant if it's Black Sabbath.
Well, I'm here to do Heaven and Black Druid.
Yeah, try that. Big if true. Sauce. Give me sauce on it.
Because we've been going nonstop since then. Richard, if you have anything for that, I can't find anything just with a quick Google search. So very interesting.
Go forth and find me the truth.
So Castleberry's got a good one here. Dogman is known to scratch and dig around in graveyards.
At that seminary where
Linda Godfrey talked about
about the Gadara with the night watchman. Rosemary Kennedy was actually infirmed there after her botched lobotomy.
Do you think Rosemary Kennedy could have been possibly a werewolf of some sort of lycanthropic monster, perhaps?
Do you think that all the Kennedys are werewolves?
I think the likelihood of all the Kennedys being werewolves is greater than the likelihood of them not all being werewolves.
We just changed the direction of the channel.
So,
Gadara. So, and then there was also that video, a more recent video of that hasn't really been debunked, to my knowledge, of a werewolf type creature digging in that city.
Yeah, I've seen
in the middle of the day.
Our buddy Dead End Yard Hunt. I could send you a sexy Bigfoot mask to wear out there in the woods. Dead End Yard Hunt is a master mask maker.
When we do our new set and we go back to the studio, when we finally get back in the studio, I want to do some shelves behind us. But I want to put the sexy Jesse Dogman mask on the shelf. I want it to be on every show. It's a masterpiece. It's a work of art. You want me to
go get it real quick. Yeah. So we're always wary of.
Are you wary
of Bigfoot and werewolf costumes? Because I think it was Todd Standing had people out, and he had a Bigfoot costume in the back of his truck, and people were going, "What are you doing with that?" You know what I'm saying?
And he's like, "That's for my personal use."
Yeah. So when Dead End Yard Hunt was sending us, hold it back for a second, was sending us a werewolf mask. Well, we didn't know what we were getting exactly. And when Jesse went, because Jesse got it, I was at work. She goes, "Oh my Lord, he sent me a werewolf mask." And I go, "Oh, that's cool, but we got to be wary, because now what happens if like a month from now we get good Dogman footage? Everybody's just going to go, it's the mask. It's the mask." Well, it's not the mask. It can't be the mask, because the mask, bring it in, looks like Jesse. It's got blue hair, braids.
It's got braids. Look at this. And it's got a beard, much like I have here.
Anyway.
Oh, look at this thing. Isn't this amazing? Look, it's beautiful. Now, there was also instructions on how to use it. There was a diagram.
Yes.
And the plan was to stake me out like the goat in Jurassic Park. But I'm going to be wearing the sexy werewolf woman mask. And Joe's going to have a rope tied around my waist. And when the Dogman comes to snatch me, he just pulls me back. There we go. We got ourselves a Dogman.
Ourselves a Dogman.
So isn't that amazing? Look
That's
at this.
freaking incredible.
Look how gorgeous this is. I've got it on a stand, but it's definitely going to go on. It's definitely going to go on the shelf behind us.
Yeah.
In the new studio when we get that done. But
Ventus,
I'll return it to its spot.
Ventus Roma. I do wonder if why the things there don't like you, Joe, is because your mindset makes you harder to mess with feet on. I don't know, but Jesse's always been more receptive to this stuff. She's always been more sensitive to this stuff. And I have gotten the feeling in the past sometimes that it wants her there and it doesn't want me there. And I've always told people that for the most part, I can go into these areas solo and nothing really happens. Now in Blackthorn, I did have something possibly get thrown at me. Something definitely got pitched at me when I was with her and hit me under the eye. And it didn't, if it was falling from a tree, it would have hit the brim of my hat.
We shared that video, I think, with members.
So, but sometimes I have felt unwelcome in these areas, and it seems like it doesn't want me there and it wants Jesse there. And I don't know why.
That's what also prompts that question. That's what prompted that question. Do you want me here?
Yeah. Do you want me
Do you
here?
want Jesse here? You know, specifically, you were kind of digging. Does it want you there? Mask fun.
Mask fun. Thank you, Brian. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you are doing well. And then Tur Dog, would you two always go investigate new sites? I say this because you could easily have a lifetime of research coming from 2 to 3 sites you currently investigate.
We were having that conversation the other day. We're like, we could do like, I had to say like so much. There's so much to the story of Blackthorn.
Well, there's so much in just the Southern Appalachians in general.
And the Southern Appalachian region is, and I think and we've discussed this before, because of this culture of silence and the ruggedness of the terrain and difficulty of getting around it, and, you know, it's the darkness of some of it. You know, a lot of it is untapped. A lot of it is not really looked into to the degree that it deserves.
So yeah, it's this area. Like, trust me, there's areas out there we want to go and investigate.
We're not going to the Pacific Northwest.
I don't really have any interest.
I don't have interest, and we always go armed everywhere. So.
Yeah, you can't go armed a lot of those spots. But I mean, we're going. But there are some spots I'd like to get out in Oklahoma. You know, where Okie goes at. And then there's a couple other spots I'd like to go and check out. But the beautiful thing is that, and we've even talked in the past about moving from where we currently reside, but we're so centrally located to some really
fascinating places. Yeah.
That, and we've had some spots that were like super active, just go dead and never really pick back up again. And then we've had other spots that we've gone and checked out and nothing much happened. And then we decided to revisit them later and the freaking wheels came off. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just crazy stuff happening. So
you just got to keep hammering at it, you know? Bigfoot Society. I want a Get Gone shirt.
What's up, buddy?
Get gone.
Thank you, Jeremiah. And then Rick Skinner, Joe's Dogman Mask Fun. The Gray Wolf. That's going to be my radio name now. Gray Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, is that your CB name?
No. Remember when we were with Alex Petikoff and we were using the radios? We were using like the walkies, and
we were like Nighthawk, and we made him be Muskrat.
Yeah, we made like Jesse was like Nighthawk.
Our team will be Nighthawk, and you will be Muskrat.
You will be Muskrat, Alex. And then we just continued to go Nighthawk to Muskrat, Nighthawk to Muskrat. And Alex would be like, yeah, and we'd be like, no, you've got to say Muskrat here.
I can't understand you or hear you if
You're not using proper radio etiquette, Alex. You have to say Muskrat here.
Muskrat here.
Muskrat here. Okay.
You can just hear the sigh over the radio. Muskrat
we're
coming through.
Terrible to do stuff with. But
Muskrat out.
The Gray Wolf is now going to be my new radio handle. So, anyway, so I'm going to kind of go to the bottom of the chat here. What do you guys think? Are we going crazy? Is there something to be said for trying to do these non-traditional communication methods with the stuff that's out there? And even if we can't communicate directly with the Bigfoot, which is still just so crazy to me, but maybe communicate with something else? And if so, can we trust anything we hear? I don't know.
I think it's worth our while to give it a shot.
That's
where I'm at.
Sweet Jesus.
H. Smith, the old light bulb was so out of place. That was weird too. That was so weird. They'll say
what's bizarre is if that had been the only weird thing that happened to us on like an outing, that would be weird enough.
That's weird.
That's an old freaking light bulb. And you know what? We should have we talked about taking it with us when we left. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we were so kind of like weirded out after that, we didn't even think about it.
What if it's a haunted light bulb?
But what if it like worked still? I mean,
I bet it still works.
It didn't even look that dirty. It didn't even look that dirty.
It wasn't rattling.
Does anybody know anything about light bulbs? Can anybody look at that?
I don't think we have a light bulb tech on staff here.
Does anybody know anything about light bulbs? Can you give us an estimation, like an estimate of how old that light bulb could have been?
We've got a light bulb scholar,
like
don't we?
80s maybe?
You know, we've got a light bulb scholar.
We know that there were people still living there up into the 50s or 60s until they were like, they weren't supposed to be living there, but they were still living there until they were like really kicked off. Very few. Could that have been that old? I don't know, but somebody out there will know something about that light bulb. But we were going to grab it and bring it home and then take a lamp outside, plug it up and see if it works still.
What if it's a haunted light bulb?
How weird is that though, man? I mean, you see like old glass bottles, we find them there all the time up in the trees and stuff like that. But you can tell this is something that's been exposed to the elements for decades.
Oh my God, this is so good. Why did we not do this before? Surviving the Strange. JFK, silver bullet confirmed.
No, I nearly made that joke and then I was going, that is so tasteless.
Is it on the nose?
I'll just wait for Surviving Strange to make that joke. Yes. So, Lord, my Lord. Gerald, hello, good to see you both. Any plans for a Halloween investigation video or live stream? We had a investigation plan for Halloween. Something new has happened, a new thing that is making us kind of feverishly kind of switch gears. And if that ends up panning out, that will be our Halloween investigation video. I don't know if we are going to do a Halloween live stream because Halloween's on a Friday night this year. And, I don't know. We might try to do one, but we're trying our best to have this next investigation, possibly at least some of it done, that we can share with you all for Halloween, because we like doing stuff on Halloween. All right, getting down here to the bottom because we're getting ready. Oh my Lord!
I just heard a cat.
I'm still insanely behind in the.
There he is. Stalking around looking for a cloth mouse.
All right. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go down to the bottom of the chat.
Go to the bottom there, son. Do that thing.
Not today. Yeah, old light bulbs weren't at all dangerous. They only evaporated tungsten atoms. Tungsten. Sheepish, y'all.
I don't know anything about
Stephen Taylor.
I missed light bulb day.
Stephen Taylor had asked this earlier. That was not, that place we were at now is not the same cemetery as last Halloween.
Yeah.
We have not really been back there much because it was so hard getting there last year, man. That area got wrecked by Helene. All the roads were down. We had to like hike in like miles from like another mountain. It was just really rough.
All right.
We need to kind of go back up there and investigate it. Like once again, our buddy Miranda Crew to start your Bucky's Fund. Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda.
Thank you, Miranda.
I'm ready to hit a Buc-ee's so bad.
The kitty alert.
Yeah.
So
Thomas is
cat check.
he's so fat.
Kind of going through here to see. Hold on. Alan says we had one at a fire station that had been on for 40 years, a light bulb. So Carolina Gold. I'm an electrician. What type of light bulb? Go to our Equinox video that we just released. And when we
There's
were hiking,
no printing on it whatsoever.
no
but
printing
yeah.
on it. It looks old as hell, but it's clean and in really good condition. And it's just laying on the side of the path. And I'm looking at it because we were even talking about if we were going to try to take it out, how could we transport it out without breaking it other than just carrying it in our hand? But there we find a light bulb on the side of this old abandoned road. And we know there were homes there up until like the 50s, maybe early 60s. But there's a light bulb. We found it. We're trying to figure out how old it would be. So if you get a chance, maybe watch it and you'll maybe look at it and give us a date. There's no writing on it. It's obviously old, but it was mysteriously in really good shape and pretty clean for something we found on the.
Shockingly enough, and it wasn't. It had no cracks. It wasn't rattling when I picked it up, so it might still have the little curly boy up inside of it.
Yeah, and it's just
I definitely missed light bulb day.
Yeah, the light bulb needs to be rescued. What'll be interesting is when we go back in.
Do you see Ken on here?
Where's Ken at?
Ken Lucas for things.
Ken Lucas.
As long as you ain't stuffing things, Ken.
So, thank you, Ken. Michael Tovar, have you all thought about doing communication at the Brown Mountain Lights location? We still have to do our main experiment at Brown Mountain Lights, which we did not get to do when we were with Alex Petikoff because
due to the blue firefly meth heads.
There were people doing mushrooms and meth up there
on the edge of a cliff
when we were trying to do these experiments, and we did not want to break out thousands of dollars of equipment and have it precariously balanced on the side of this mountain. So yeah, we still have to
surrounded by
we still
people.
have to do that.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to shoot somebody that night. I literally thought I was gonna have to shoot somebody that night.
And what a change from most nights.
What a change from most nights. But yeah, we ran into people that were acting weird, and we didn't expect anybody to be up there. But it's people know you can see the Brown Mountain Lights from there. But the blue fireflies
up here.
The blue light fireflies were out that night, and these people were up there on mushrooms looking for the fireflies. And then we realized they were also smoking meth on the mushrooms, and they wanted me to turn my headlamp on.
And they started just emerging from
the woods, and
they were see that episode of Simpsons where Mr. Burns, they mistake like this creature of love and light, but it's actually just after
his like radiation treatments or something like
radiation,
that. So.
Mr. Burns. That's what it looked like. It looked like a bunch of those emerging from the
But
forest.
I literally, so they wanted us to, I was running back to like our vehicles to get some equipment. I ran into like 4 of them on the path. They wanted me to turn my headlamp off. And I was like, nah, I'm not turning my headlamp off. I got something I got to do, guys. You leave us alone. We'll leave you alone. And one of them turned his headlamp off. And I just went, somebody's ready to get shot on the side of this mountain. And I literally said those words. And they were like, are you guys like law enforcement? And I was like, do we look like we're cops, for God's sake?
Intense tornado. It's called a filament, Jesse. Yes, filament.
So.
See, now I think I'm caught up on light bulb day.
You're caught up. You know all there is to know about light bulbs.
Mickey Richard asks, is this on every Tuesday night? Normally we're on Mondays, Mickey.
But we think we're going to do Tuesdays going forward. So
yeah,
I think we're going to do Tuesdays.
But this is episode 138 for you Misfits fans out there. We are 138. This is episode 138, so you've got lots to catch up on.
Alan Howe, video and audio was great.
Thank you, Alan.
We're trying to do in some of these areas, you can't move with very low light through. Because of the snakes, but even then in Blackthorn, there's so many open wells through there, and we've been trying to map them, and there's so many open wells through there, and barbed wire, broken glass, sharp metal. So we try to use
light bulbs. Apparently,
light bulbs. We try to use a little bit of white light to kind of maneuver through there. Some areas, and like the national forests and stuff like that, you can move with just a little bit of red light. and be okay. There, you need to see where you're going to.
And also, we're still dealing with snake season, and I'm not getting
So
bit.
So what we've been doing is doing a mixture of just straight up night vision that shows a little bit more, and then some low light cameras that just pick up the little bit of white light that we use. So we've been trying.
Mickey Richards says, "Cool, just trying to find a schedule." We usually do it on Mondays, but we're probably going to start doing it on Tuesdays because we are going to be out in the field on Mondays, pretty much going forward.
All right, guys, we are Whiskey with Cryptids. What's up, my brother?
Did I not? Whiskey with Cryptids goes 138 is the Misfits. Did I not say Misfits? I did say Misfits.
I thought you did.
Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Did I miss Misfits Day? I'm a huge Misfits fan. I might have said something different. I swear to you, I said Misfits.
So anyway,
I was in the Fiend Club. I paid the dues.
Tammy Thomas from upstate South Carolina.
Hey, Tammy.
Hey, neighbor. Ever had any Bigfoot stuff in upstate South Carolina or the surrounding areas? Reach out and let us know.
Give us a shout at hellbentholler@gmail.com.
The email is right there. So we are going to Stormy wants to know, do you put a Santa hat on the skull at Christmas? This is our first year with the skeleton. Did we get that? No, we got that last year.
Wait, that skull or that skull?
No, I don't know, Jesse. I'm looking at multiple skulls as I look around the room here.
I did my Mr. Beast smile.
Jesus Lord. Anyway,
will that make people watch my channel?
So we are going to wrap it up. If you haven't seen Equinox, give it a watch, give it a like, share it out.
This is so fitting. LOL, just to test Jesse's cred. I got something to say. Joe killed a Filipino baby today.
We're wrapping up on that note. Night, everybody. Night, everybody. We'll keep you guys updated as to what we got going on.
We'll keep you updated. I gotta do my Jerry Springer outro. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other, guys. We'll probably be on Tuesdays going forward.
For at least a little while.
Be careful out there. Thank you guys for joining us for this ruckus of a day.
1 second.
What we got here? Carino,
member for 7 months. Love you guys. We love you back. Y'all have a good night.
All right. Good night, everybody. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Joe, stay away from them Filipino babies. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. First day jitters. Bye, guys. Thanks.